Hot off the heels of finding Irv's hidden sketch of the export hallway, Dylan catches Hallie and Mark up to speed. He found this note after Irv's final message to him at the Ortbo retreat.
Just remember, hang in there.
The thinking is that this elevator might lead to Miss Casey. However, Dylan isn't too keen on going himself.
Okay, I don't want to get in trouble right now.
There's a lot at stake for him. In episode 203, Dylan's wife Gretchen told him that his entire outie family depends on his job at Lumon, and he wouldn't want to do anything to jeopardize that. Furthermore, the bubbling relationship between him and his outie's wife would be severed if he fell out of Lumon's good graces. Even the cinematography is great here, with the mirrors symbolizing our innies' dual lives. In fact, mirrors are used in pretty much every episode to emphasize this. Notice how they're all using their Irv mugs from last episode's bereavement ceremony, which I thought was a nice touch. When Mark opens the fridge, we see some Lumon lunches, and I believe this is the first time we see how our innies get their meals. In the episode 2 Severance podcast, showrunner Dan Erickson explains,
the way that the lunches work is that, if you're an innie, you have a lunch in the fridge ready for you every day. And you don't get to pick it because those are selected in advance at the start of the week by your outie.
The fridge is where we see Mark's outie life seep onto the Severance floor, just like his innie life seeped into his outies at the end of episode 205, this being a result of his reintegration. We'll see that mystery cream liquid, which is supposed to help with his sickness, and some split log beer. An apt name considering our characters' minds are split in two. Mark decides to tell Helly about his romantic hookup with her outie during Ortbo. Forgetting the #1 rule, what happens at Ortbo stays at Ortbo. And I don't think I've ever felt as uncomfortable talking about sex when Mark refers to it as sharing vessels. Helly doesn't take this news very well. Over the past few days, she's learned her outie has been masquerading as her, slept with her crush, and was nearly drowned to death. This girl needs a mental health day. But if there's one thing we know about Helly is that she has a take charge, I'm not gonna take this shit type of attitude. Ow! This is actually in contrast to Helena. Take, for example, how it was Helly who made the first move on Mark, how she is the one to ask Mark to have sex. Meanwhile, Helena couldn't muster the courage to kiss him in episode 203. While it may seem like Helena has more freedom than Helly, I would argue this isn't exactly true. Helena is trapped into doing what her father and the board want her to do. She is merely another Lumon pawn and was pretty much forced to go back to the severed floor, even though she's almost died twice.